Today's debate at its heart is about democracy. It is about the right of people in Scotland to choose our own future. And in itself, it is a demonstration of democracy in action. Elected representatives with different but passionately held views, expressing those differences through robust, sometimes very robust discussion. Ours is a privileged position, and we all have a responsibility to rise to it. It is the example we set here in this chamber that many others across our country will follow. So let us make sure it is the right one. Let us recognise and accept that we are all sincere in the opinions that we hold. Let us always remind ourselves that the person on the other side of the debate is not an enemy, simply someone with a different but still a valid point of view. None of us come to this debate with anything other than the best of intentions and the best of motivations. We all want the best for Scotland. So let us today, as we resume this debate, heed the words of the Church of Scotland when it tells us that there is nothing inevitable about this debate or any other debate being divisive. That depends on how we choose to conduct it, not just today, but in the months that lie ahead. The Church called for a debate which informs and inspires, not one which derides and dismisses. That should, Presiding Officer, be the ambition of all of us. My resolve in seeking to lead by example is to conduct myself in a spirit of openness, honesty, respect and understanding, and I hope that others right across the chamber will join me in that. Presiding Officer, it's not my intention to rehearse all of the arguments I made in opening this debate last week, which will relieve people on all sides, I am sure. There are, however, 2 points I do want to make today. Firstly, I want to remind us why this debate matters, why the debate we are having today is important. Scotland, like the rest of the UK, stands at a crossroads. When Article 50 of the Lisbon Treaty is triggered tomorrow, change for our country at that point becomes inevitable. We don't yet know the precise nature of that change. Much will, of course, depend on the outcome of the negotiation that lies ahead. But we do know that the change will be significant and profound. It is change that will impact on our economy, not just in the here and now, but for the long term. Indeed, it was the UK Treasury ahead of the referendum last year that said Brexit would make the UK permanently poorer. There will be an impact on trade, on investment and on living standards, and an impact on the very nature of the society we live in. Much that we have come to take for granted over certainly most of my lifetime, the freedom, just as one example, to travel easily across Europe, is now up for negotiation with outcomes that are at this point deeply uncertain. And my argument is simply this: when the nature of the change that is made inevitable by Brexit becomes clear, that change should not be imposed upon us. We should have the right to decide the nature of that change. The people of Scotland should have the right to choose between Brexit, possibly a very hard Brexit, or becoming an independent country, able to chart our own course and create a true partnership of equals across these islands. And if we accept, as I hope we all do, that Scotland does have the right to decide our own future, the question then becomes one of timing. When is it best to make that choice? We are all agreed that now is not the time. In my view, the time to choose is when the terms of Brexit are clear and can be judged then against the challenges and the opportunities of becoming an independent country. The Prime Minister was clear with me yesterday that she intends the terms of Brexit, both the exit terms and the UK's future relationship with the EU, to be known before the UK leaves and in time for ratification by other EU countries. In other words, sometime between the autumn of next year and the spring of 2019.